Are you unknowingly destroying your self-esteem? Most of us make mistakes every day that silently chip away at our confidence. But don't worry, by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to avoid to build unshakable self-esteem. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss life-changing insights like these. 1. Comparing yourself to others. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through social media, looking at someone's vacation photos, their new job, or their seemingly perfect life and thinking, why isn't my life like that? This habit is more common than you think, but it's also one of the biggest culprits behind low self-esteem. When we compare ourselves to others, we're often comparing apples to oranges. What you see online, or even in real life, is rarely the full story. Social media, in particular, is a carefully curated highlight reel. People share their best moments, their victories, their vacations, their smiles. What you don't see are the struggles, the setbacks, and the tears behind those perfect pictures. And yet, we often compare our unfiltered, messy reality to someone else's polished presentation. This constant comparison creates a false narrative in our minds that we're not good enough. We start to believe that others are happier, more successful, or more attractive, and it diminishes the value we place on ourselves. But here's something to remember: you are on your own unique journey. Your path, your timeline, and your progress are not meant to look like anyone else's. Instead of comparing, try shifting your focus inward. Ask yourself these questions. What have I achieved in the past month or year? What challenges have I overcome? What makes me unique or special? Write these things down if you have to, and revisit them whenever you feel the urge to compare. Another great tip is to limit your exposure to content or people that trigger those feelings of inadequacy. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself and instead follow those that inspire and uplift you. Lastly, remember this: the only person you should ever compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Growth isn't about being better than others, it's about being better than you used to be. When you focus on your own journey, you'll notice that your confidence and self-esteem start to grow naturally. 2. Negative self-talk. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm such a failure, I'll never be good enough, or why do I even bother? Negative self-talk is one of the most harmful habits for your self-esteem. These thoughts might seem small or harmless, but over time they can shape how you view yourself and what you believe you're capable of achieving. Here's how it works: the words you say to yourself create your reality. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you're not smart, talented, or worthy, your brain starts to believe it. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. You act in ways that align with those negative beliefs, and they become your truth. But why do we engage in negative self-talk? Often it's because of past experiences, criticism from others, or unrealistic expectations we set for ourselves. For instance, if you've been told as a child that you're not good enough, those words might still echo in your mind today, affecting your self-esteem without you even realizing it. So, how can you break this cycle? Recognize the patterns. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. When you notice a negative thought, pause and acknowledge it instead of letting it spiral. Challenge your thoughts. Ask yourself, is this really true? Often, negative self-talk is based on fear, not fact. Replace statements like, I always fail, with something more balanced, like, sometimes I struggle, but I'm learning and improving. Practice positive affirmations. Reprogram your mind with positive and uplifting statements. For example, instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I am capable of figuring this out. Be kind to yourself. Imagine how you would talk to a friend who is struggling. Would you criticize them harshly, or would you offer support and encouragement? Treat yourself with the same compassion. Changing the way you talk to yourself won't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can transform your inner critic into your biggest cheerleader. Remember, the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life, so it's worth nurturing. 3. Focusing only on your flaws. Have you ever looked in the mirror and immediately noticed everything you don't like about yourself? Or reflected on your day and only remembered the mistakes you made? This tendency to focus solely on your flaws is a surefire way to sabotage your self-esteem. It's natural to notice areas where we can improve, but when your mind is constantly fixated on what's wrong with you, whether it's your appearance, skills, or personality, it can overshadow all the things that are right. Over time, this creates a distorted view of yourself where you see only shortcomings and overlook your strengths. But why does this happen? A lot of it has to do with how our brains are wired. Humans have a natural negativity bias, meaning we're more likely to focus on and remember negative experiences than positive ones. This was useful for survival in the past, but in today's world it often leads to unnecessary self-criticism. Here's how you can shift your focus to build a healthier self-image. Celebrate your wins. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you did well. They don't have to be huge achievements. Maybe you helped a friend, finished a task on time, or even just got out of bed on a tough day. These small victories matter. Shift your perspective. Instead of saying, "I'm bad at this," try reframing it as, "I'm learning and improving." Focus on progress, not perfection. Acknowledge your strengths. Make a list of qualities or skills you're proud of. Are you kind, creative, hardworking, or a good listener? Keep this list somewhere you can see it and add to it regularly. Practice gratitude. Focus on the things you're thankful for in your life and about yourself. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's lacking to what's abundant. Remember, nobody is perfect, not even the people you admire the most. Everyone has flaws, but those flaws don't define you. They're just one small part of the amazing, unique person you are. When you learn to embrace both your strengths and your imperfections, your self-esteem will flourish. For surrounding yourself with toxic people. Have you ever spent time with someone who constantly criticizes you, belittles your ideas, or drains your energy? These are toxic people, and staying around them can slowly but surely destroy your self-esteem. Toxic relationships, whether they're with friends, family, or coworkers, have a powerful impact on how you see yourself. If you're constantly hearing negative comments about your abilities, looks, or decisions, you may start to internalize those words and believe them, even if they're not true. Over time, this can lead to self-doubt, insecurity, and even feelings of worthlessness. But why do we stay in toxic relationships? Sometimes it's because we've known these people for a long time or we feel obligated to maintain the connection. Other times, it's because we're not even aware of the harm they're causing. Here's how you can break free from the grip of toxic people and protect your self-esteem. Identify the toxic patterns. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Do you feel drained, unworthy, or anxious after interacting with someone? That's a sign they may be toxic. Set boundaries. Learn to say no when someone's behavior is affecting your well-being. You don't have to tolerate constant criticism or negativity. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend more time with people who uplift and inspire you. These are the friends and mentors who encourage your growth and celebrate your achievements. Don't take it personally. Often, toxic behavior says more about the person exhibiting it than it does about you. Their negativity might stem from their own insecurities or issues. Consider letting go. If someone continues to harm your self-esteem despite your efforts to set boundaries, it might be time to distance yourself or even cut ties. Letting go of toxic people isn't easy, especially if they've been in your life for a long time. But remember, your mental and emotional health should always come first. Surrounding yourself with people who truly care about you will help you grow and strengthen your self-esteem. You deserve to be in relationships that bring out the best in you, not the worst. 5. Fear of taking risks. Do you ever hold back from trying something new because you're afraid of failing or looking foolish? This fear of taking risks might feel like self-protection, but in reality, it's one of the biggest obstacles to building self-esteem. Here's why. When you avoid risks, you're essentially telling yourself, "I'm not capable," or "I don't trust myself to handle the outcome." Over time, this reinforces a belief that you're not good enough to face challenges or step outside your comfort zone. And the worst part? Stops you from discovering your true potential. Failure is a natural part of growth, but society often teaches us to fear it. We think success means getting everything right the first time, but that's far from the truth. The most successful people didn't reach their goals by playing it safe. They embraced risks, learned from failures, and kept going. Here's how you can overcome the fear of taking risks and use it as a tool to strengthen your self-esteem. Start small. You don't have to leap into massive risks right away. Begin with small challenges like speaking up in a meeting or trying a new hobby. Each time you succeed, your confidence will grow. Reframe failure. Instead of seeing failure as the end, view it as a learning experience. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this and how can I do better next time? Focus on the process, not the outcome. Sometimes the act of trying is more important than the result. Celebrate the courage it took to take the risk, regardless of the outcome. Visualize success. Picture yourself taking the risk and succeeding. This can help shift your mindset from fear to motivation. Remember past wins. Think about times when you stepped out of your comfort zone and succeeded. Use those experiences as proof that you're capable of handling challenges. Taking risks can be uncomfortable, but it's one of the most effective ways to grow. Every step outside your comfort zone is a chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger and more capable than you thought. With each risk you take, you'll build resilience, confidence, and a deep belief in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Building and protecting your self-esteem is an ongoing journey, and it starts with recognizing the habits that hold you back. Whether it's comparing yourself to others, engaging in negative self-talk, focusing on your flaws, surrounding yourself with toxic people, or avoiding risks, each of these mistakes can chip away at your confidence. But here's the good news: you have the power to change. By shifting your mindset, practicing self-compassion, and making conscious choices to support your well-being, you can take control of your self-esteem and build a stronger, more positive relationship with yourself. Remember, self-esteem isn't about being perfect. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and taking steps toward becoming the best version of yourself. Start small, celebrate your progress, and don't forget, you're worth the effort. If you found these tips helpful and want to see more content like this, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out. Let's grow together.